Hello, everybody. My name is Nelson from D. Nelson's Photography, and I'm very excited to be with you guys today. In this video, I will be talking about the relational approach to art critiquing, how empathy, honesty, and having a great communication or presentation skill is key to critiquing. Art critique is the skill of describing, analyzing, interpreting, and evaluating an artwork for the purpose of providing honest feedback to help the creator grow. If art critique is done right, it is a powerful thing for every creative to engage in. To relationally critique an artwork, empathy is the way in. You have to put yourself in the shoes of the creator and try to see through his or her eyes. You do unto others what you want others to do unto you. To empathize with someone, it will take the whole of you. It will take your head, it will take your heart. Empathy forces us to think deeper and engage with the artwork on a whole new level. Showing empathy does not come naturally, at least for me. I am always tempted to put myself first. However, empathy tells me to slow down and be intentional. Being intentional helps me as a person to relate with other people better. Might your comments about a work be different if you understood from the creator's point of view? When we put ourselves in other people's shoes, we are able to understand from their point of view, and that applies to any kind of artwork. So here are some questions that I ask myself when I'm critiquing other people's work. Who is the photographer? What inspired the photographer to create that kind of work? Was it culturally influenced? These are some of the questions that I ask myself to help me understand from the creator's point of view. This takes me to my next point. Be honest with yourself and with the creator when you are critiquing. To be honest when critiquing means that you get rid of any kind of deceit and untruthfulness along with your biases. You therefore critique without cutting corners. You do not cut corners. You engage with the work. Honesty is very pivotal to the success of any kind of relationship, and it applies to critiquing. That is, if you are going to take critiquing seriously. Engage with the work along the lines of description, analysis, interpretation, and evaluation. We'll take a look at the first one, description. It is a statement that gives details about the artwork you are critiquing. And there are some questions that will help you pull out the details when you are observing or critiquing an artwork. Some of those questions are: what do you see? That is visual facts. What kind of artwork is it? List the literal objects in the painting or the artwork. Examples are trees, people, animals, mountains, rivers, and others. What is the overall visual effect or mood of the work? Let's take a look at analysis. It is a detailed examination of the element or structure of the work that you are critiquing. So you look at the various elements and principles of design and how the creator has arranged them in the work. Here are some questions to ask when you are analyzing the work. How has the artist used light in the works? Is there the illusion of a scene with lights and shadows? Or does the artist use light and dark values in a more abstracted way? How has the artist used colors in the work? What sort of effect do the colors have on the artwork? Let's take a look at interpretation. Interpretation is explaining the meaning of the work that you are critiquing. And this is primarily based on all the elements that you've gathered so far just by observing what you've seen in the artwork. So you make sense of it. And here are some questions that will help you do that. What do you think the artist was trying to say? What does it mean to you? What feelings do you have when looking at the artwork? So we take a look at the final one, which is evaluation. And here it is you making your own personal judgment based on what you've seen so far after making careful observation, analysis, and interpretation of the work. And here are some of the questions to ask yourself during this stage. Do you think the work has benefit for others? Do you find the work communicates an idea, feeling, or the principle that would have value for others? Whilst you do this too, I advise you explore your own positive and negative perceptions about the work. It is very important. Now, I must say, the sample questions that I gave to you, they are not creation of my own. I got them from Janice Mason Art Museum, 4 Steps in Art Criticism. You can find a link in the description to download the document. So we've done all the work that is needed in terms of critiquing relationally. We've empathized with the creator, we've been honest with ourselves and with the creator by describing, analyzing, interpreting, and evaluating the work with the purpose of giving an honest feedback to the creator. If there is any stage that is very crucial, this is the stage. Giving feedback to all the work that you've done in terms of critiquing the work. This is where having a great communication or presentation skills comes into play. And we'll take a look at that. If the goal of critiquing is to provide honest and sincere feedback to the creator, how we deliver the feedback should be handled with care. Otherwise, it can either encourage, build, empower, and equip the creator with tools and resources to grow, if handled well. If handled poorly, it can destroy, frustrate, anger, and even tear down relationships. We do not want that to happen. That is why we need to handle feedback delivery with care and love. Here's a simple approach that I have been using for quite some time when it comes to delivering feedback. It is called the relational sandwich approach to delivering feedback. I learned this approach while working at Home Depot as a department supervisor. And this is how the relational sandwich approach works. You start by commending the artist for what was done right. You then address what could be done differently. And then you close with another thing that was done right. Here's an example. This image depicts slavery of some sort. The image is gritty and earthy, matching the theme of slavery. As to the emotional slavery theme you were going for, it is not immediately apparent to the viewer. I suggest you focus on the facial expression of the model. This can capture the theme you were looking to achieve with this image. I commend you for the efforts you put into setting up this shoot. I know how involving this can be: models, logistics, location, outfit, editing. Great job. This approach can be applied not only in art critique, but it can be applied to all areas of our lives, all relationships that we have, the way you relate with your wife or your daughter or your son or friends and family. This relational sandwich approach to giving feedback works. So I would like to hear your feedback. I'd like you to put it into practice. I'd like you to use it, and I will really appreciate it if you can send me some emails or something letting me know if this works. I've talked about so many things in this video today. 3 main points I addressed. You need to empathize with the creator whose work you are critiquing. You need to be honest with yourself and the creator whose work you are critiquing. And then finally, you need to have great communication or presentation skills when critiquing. The prayer is pick 1 or 2 points that I've addressed in this video and just work on them. So that'll be it for today. If you have any questions or anything, please send them my way, email them to me, leave them in the comments below. I respond to all comments. Feel free. Thank you so much for watching this. Be safe. I love you all.